Hi, how's it going? Living in Boulder, Vlog. I didn't do anything yesterday. I was going to, what is it? I think it's like the first. I was gonna try to run on the treadmill yesterday. I got up and I told my mom, and she like totally freaked out on me. Totally screaming and yelling at me. Told me that I needed to take 2 days off and started. So I was like, okay, I guess I'll do that then. Um, it wasn't really 100% yesterday. I did sleep though in the morning. I had a dream. I can't really remember. The dreams are always kind of the same. I'm like in some like town that doesn't exist with hanging out with people that don't exist. So she told me I needed to rest another day. I was like not eating. I didn't have any appetite or strength from the day before, so I was gonna try to eat yesterday, but yesterday I wasn't really mentally there. I was like I got rattled, big time rattled when I got drunk like that. Uh, I should have known. I think when I bought that, I was thinking of like just you sip it, but no, I don't do that. I've never done that. So yesterday, I didn't do anything. I just laid in bed all day long. I didn't watch any movies, didn't watch any videos, didn't read anything. Listened to a little bit of music, but I was mainly just laying there. Um, I mentally, I'm kind of, I guess you could say, weak when it comes to discipline. That's like the main difference between me now and like if I were to be trying to do this 20 years ago or 25 years ago. If I was 22-year-old me, um, I'd be a lot more effective in a lot of ways. I'd be a lot better at taking care of myself because I'd have more like desire. I'd have more sense of urgency. Um, I'd have that no lose attitude a lot more. So I'd make sure to I'd make sure to like sleep in all that stuff. But now, um, there's no sense of urgency. I'm like, oh, if I've waited this long, why not just wait? Why not just take your time? As far as the actual like training, like ability to concentrate on pushing yourself hard, that's a good question. Definitely a lot stronger when I was younger in the beginning, but I don't know about once I get in shape. I might be I might be just as good now. I don't know. Physically, I feel the same. Well, I'm weaker and I'm fatter, but that's only because I haven't exercised. I feel the same. Like other than that, and I'm yawning a lot. I don't know why. I wasn't yawning before at all. I didn't think I was gonna yawn actually because I got sleep. So last night was like the third day in a row where I got sleep. I got sleep the day that I drank too much, and I had a dream actually that day, a really good dream that I remembered. My COVID yeah, my COVID-19 dream, shot dream. So and then I had a dream this morning. I wanted to get up at 5 and swim at 5 and try to swim all day long. And I set my alarm for 5 because my pool opens at 6. The alarm went off and I said, no way. I want to sleep because I hadn't slept by then. I was just laying there. But the main reason that I didn't sleep last night was because I smoked weed. I shouldn't have smoked weed. I bought weed the other day because I wanted to have it for when I got my converter, SDI to HDMI converter, so I can set up my studio and figure out my studio. And I got it, but I think I got it yesterday. But I got those one at a time. I had to get them. I couldn't get them together, only one at a time, and so the second one's gonna come on Wednesday. I think it's like Monday, so day after tomorrow. And then I'm going to, just set it aside, put it on there, and take an entire day to figure out my studio the next day that I have a rest day. Because I'm completely 100% rested now because I did nothing for 2 days. I did absolutely nothing for 2 days. So that means I could put in a good 3 days, like 3 all-day days, before at least 3 days in the state that I'm, because that's how many I did before I'm going to before I'm even going to want to think about taking some time off to figure out the studio. But I don't have any energy. Oh yeah, so I didn't, I just ignored the alarm and I slept because that's what I wanted. That's what I really wanted to do. And so now it's like 12:30 and I did manage to sleep. I think on 2 occasions because I had 2 different dreams. I slept at one point and I had a dream that I vaguely remember, something about hanging out with high school kids or something. Athletes, and I think my band was involved. And then there was another dream, or maybe that was the second dream, and then I woke up and fell asleep again and had another dream, so that's good. I'm totally rested, with the exception of not having had any really food. I didn't eat much yesterday. I had, yesterday I was gone mentally. I was just no focus. So I couldn't even motivate to eat. I was depressed, basically. That's a good way to describe it. I need to stay away from these setbacks because they throw me. They set me off a lot more mentally than they do physically, 10 times more mentally, Physically, I was set off for 2 days, but mentally, I was I got discouraged. So yesterday, I managed to eat a little bit of salsa, 3 potatoes, oh my God, I can't remember, a protein drink, a little bit of fruit juice. I pretty much didn't eat yesterday. So, but maybe that's just what my body wants, So what I'm going to do today, obviously I have to do the easiest thing that I can do. Physically, the easiest thing would be to stretch, but that's too easy. I mean, I need to do the easiest thing that constitutes as training. Stretching isn't training. Stretching, even though I like to do it, and I want to do it an hour or 2 a day, stretching is just complementary exercise, but it's not actual training for what I'm trying to do. I want to be a triathlete. I'm signed up for the triathlon this year, the Ironman, August 10th, but I'm not training for it. I'm only signed up for it. And I'm not even all that interested in doing it if I don't feel like it. I'm training for triathlons next year and the years after that. I want to be a lifelong triathlete. And if I can afford it. I'd like to eventually make money with my website and my YouTube, but that could take a while because I don't want to put any time into it anymore. So, today I'm going to, the easiest thing would be a toss up between, well, I mean, it's between running, swimming, and riding, but between those three, the easiest would be swimming or biking, and between those two, the easiest would be biking. And not so much because it's easier physically, but because it's going to be easier mentally for me. Because I've got like more control over music. I'll just smoke the rest of my weed here. If I tried to go swimming today, I'd probably get depressed and stop swimming. That kind of happens with biking, but I think it would happen with me more swimming than with biking. I just wouldn't be happy about how slow I'm going, and I'd feel like I'm weak because I don't have any energy because I haven't been eating the last 3 days. Or 4 days. I haven't been really eating the last 4 days. But if I'm on the bike, it doesn't really matter. Because I'm already going to be stronger than I was when I first got on it because I had that block, that riding block or that exercise block, so I'll be fine. And if I start to get bonky, I'll just start eating my goo. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm glad I slept in today. I actually don't think it's a good idea to listen to my mother, though, because she's kind of like a one-trick pony. She'll tell me to not exercise no matter what I do. She'll tell me to stop it and that it's bad. So what I have to do is like do the training first and then call her and tell her what I already did so that she can go, oh my God, why again? And then, but then she cools down and then I go the next day. But if I tell her at the beginning of the day what I plan on doing, her fucking head will go through the roof and she'll talk me out of it, which is what she did yesterday. And I actually probably could have done something yesterday, but she didn't want me to, so whatever. My mom's like against exercise. It's bizarre. So she's a big fat lady walking around with a cane. Yesterday she got me some food over at the supermarket and brought it over. So that's cool. So I could eat a little bit today. So yesterday it was extremely stupid of me to smoke a bunch of weed. I was just really stressed out last night. It was like midnight, and I was just really stressed out because I knew I wasn't going to sleep, and I was depressed about having that binge drinking bender, which I didn't even know I was capable of. So now that I do, I have that bottle up there that I'm going to have to stare at the rest of my life. So I was just like, I just did not look forward to 6 hours of just laying there in bed awake. So I figured if I smoked a shitload of weed, I could lay on my belly and just be high and daydreaming, which was all right. But the problem was, even though I was taking my inhalers and stuff, I wasn't breathing. I couldn't breathe. I literally couldn't breathe because I couldn't breathe because I kept having to, it was like having sleep apnea. I kept waking up and having to consciously breathe, like go. And that is exhausting when you have to do that basically constantly all night long, like every 10, 20 seconds for 6 hours. That was because I smoked the weed. If I hadn't have smoked the weed, I would have been able to breathe and I would have been waking up constantly trying to breathe. So that was a bad idea. I should have just resigned myself to being awake all night long and stressed out. Um, I think I'm gonna get into the rhythm and do a really good job training and everything. It's just that I can't get derailed. I get derailed real easily. Um, so I just have to decide, identify those things that can derail me. Drinking is one of them. I learned that the other day. Weed is another one. I'm continuously learning that, but I'm not going to completely be able to kick the weed until I hook up my studio, because I know I'm going to want to be high when I hook up my studio. It's just I don't have the patience for it. It's too many things that I have to look at. I've kind of developed habits in my old age. The only thing that I have patience for, because I've lived in habitually for so long, that the only thing that I actually have patience for is like my website, which is something that you would need the most patience for anything. But I don't do that anymore. That was up until like a month ago, and now I stay away from the website. I don't even touch it. From now on, my website's only going to be a supplementary activity, like the only supplementary activity. It has to be the only supplementary activity. Otherwise, I'm never going to have enough time to actually make any progress with it. But it'll be supplementary. Um, as soon as as the blood starts going back into my brain, I'll start listening to books while I train, and then after that, I'll start working on my website while I'm down on downtime. But there's no blood in my brain yet. It's all like in my body still. It'll take a little bit. Yeah, I'm still looking forward to when I can sleep at night, and I have an appetite. If this was 25 years ago, if it was the 22-year-old me, only would have taken about 3 weeks to get my appetite up, my metabolism, and I would have been sleeping pretty much off the bat. So I wouldn't have had much of a problem getting started. The problem now is that it's going to take me like a long time, probably all summer, 3 months, just to figure out how to sleep at night. And what was the other thing? Oh yeah, and get my appetite up, my metabolism. Um, but once that happens, I'm good to go. That's the idea. I need to get a new roommate. Oh, my mom told me I shouldn't. I asked my mother about everything that I do because she's so opinioned about everything. So I figured I'll ask her. I asked her about if I should um, start posting for a new room yet, and she's like, "No, not yet." So we'll take a month off. I have to fix my house. My roommate is a raging, angry person, and he's broken a bunch of things in my house that I have to fix. Um, and clean it and replace, because he's also really dirty. Replace the rug and stuff. So, and then get a roommate. But hopefully the roommate that I get in here is not like a low fee pot smoking drinker, because I am like the most easily manipulated, easily like pushed person ever. I like become like the people around me. So if I had my way, I wouldn't have a roommate at all. But I don't make any money. I don't make a single penny. I can't even get anybody to acknowledge I have a website. It's the weirdest effing thing. And my website's good. I mean, sure, it's not polished and I haven't really explained stuff, but if you dig around like you're supposed to, if you go click on links, I mean, and then you download the Google Earth and you look at the lists, I mean, my website's original and it's good. It's a good website. So it kind of boggles my mind how I can't get anybody to acknowledge that it exists. I have 5,000 friends on Facebook that I just made like last week, and I don't think any of them are actual people, because I get like emails on Messenger like 100 a day, and I'm like, oh, is that a person? Check out my website. And they're like, what's that? I'm like, it's a website. And they go, what's that? And I'm like, oh my God, you're not a person, are you? And one person said it was a spam site, and I'm like, what? So yeah, I mean, I'm just waiting for that time where I go check out my website and they go, oh, I looked at your website. Okay, wow, cool. And in real life too. Nobody in real life acknowledges that I have a website. And I'm not even talking about Patreon, like getting Patreon dollars and donations. What I'm talking about is somebody going, oh, hey, I realized that you have a website because I looked at it. Like, I haven't even gotten that yet. So um, it's weird, 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 weird. Anyway, so yeah, I'm not going to be making any money with my website until I explain myself, but I don't know when that's going to be. So I've talked for 20 minutes. I'm gonna like smoke the rest of my weed. I'm I do really well mentally when I'm on a roll. Like when the last few weeks have gone by and every single day, single thing I've done in that day has been to make myself a better triathlete. Even if I'm tired, like I was stretching all day long or something, but if I have a couple days off where I fucked up, like because I drank an entire bottle of Zwack, then I just get depressed, man. So that's where I'm at right now. But weed helps a lot with that. So I'm going to smoke as much weed as I can because I can smoke weed and still have an asthma attack and ride my bike. Where the weed fucks me over is where I smoke weed and then I can't sleep that night. So, but I did sleep in, so I did get my REM. So I am rested. I'm 100% rested because I haven't done any exercise in forever and I haven't ridden my bike in forever. That's the cool thing about being a triathlete because you're always fresh. Because you never have time to wear out your body because there's all the different sports you have to do. So it's fucking awesome. I love it because that's where my talent is just general energy, you know? So I'm really looking forward to be a triathlete. I mean, I'm like way slower. I'm super slow now, but I don't care because I'm supposed to be slow because I haven't done anything forever. I'm less than half the speed of the fastest bikers on Strava, on any given Strava, as long as you're going the flats or on the uphills. And for running and swimming, I think I'm about half the speed too, and running probably even less than that. So I'm probably like a third of the speed or a quarter of the speed. So, but I don't care because I haven't hit my stride, you know. Oops, there's my roommate. So, also my roommate is here all the time, which freaks me out. I'm done with having a roommate who's never away because he doesn't have a job. So I need a roommate who has a life, who has a job and does things because it's kind of gets under my skin. It wasn't bothering me before, but it does now because I'm trying to be a normal person. So yeah, here we go. I'm gonna smoke a bunch of weed. I'll try to have as big of a breakfast as I can. I'll have some like salad, and then I'm gonna get on my bike and I'm just gonna spin and take it easy until like 10 o'clock at night, and that'll make me happy. If I have one good day today, I'll be happy tomorrow, and my spirits will be up again, and I'll be up there again. And I just have to cross my fingers and hope that I don't like have some kind of crazy ass momentary lapse of reason where I decide I have to drink an entire bottle of liquor in one night by myself for no reason whatsoever, just because I'm not even an alcoholic. It's weird. Okay, so talk to you tomorrow. Goal. Well, if it's 12, I don't think I have time to ride 100 miles, but I could do like half distance. I could ride like 50, 60, 70 miles today on my bike. That'll be good enough. Alrighty, talk to you tomorrow.